What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mike Robinson, and it's another episode of Let's Take a Walk. I hope everybody had a great week. I definitely had a great week, and it went by so fast, but that's a blessing. But I'm thankful that we're here and safe to meet up again on this Friday night. And as usual, we have a new, fresh, and amazing guest on the platform. It's always a special treat. I love all the guests that come on, but it's always a special treat when you have family on. You have somebody from where you're from and that sees what you see and know what you know. You know what I mean? Um, so with that being said, I want to introduce my sister, Miss Kenya Hunt. She is a spiritual life coach. She's a nurse. She's a mother. She's a you name it. She is it. So, but I don't want to steal her thunder. Um, for those of you who may not be familiar with Miss Kenya and her movement, I'm going to give her a moment to kind of reintroduce herself and uh, and just give a little background on everything that she has going on. So, with that
Okay,
being
Mike,
said, go
first,
ahead.
I just want to say thank you for having me on the show. We both know
Absolutely.
how much this took. So, so thank you, thank you, thank you. My name is Kenya Hunt. Like Mike said, I am a spiritual life coach. I am a single mother of three. I am a nurse. I am um, currently serving on the board of a nonprofit called I Love You Sis. Um, that's that's about it. All those things wrapped up.
Absolutely. Um, when did or how did it come about that you became a life coach? A lot of times I've had so many different guests doing so many different things, but one thing that always seems to be that knits them all together is the heart to serve. Whatever they do, they have a passion. No matter what they do, there's always a heart to serve, to help
Right,
people, to
right.
bless people. So tell me, where does where did your thirst to be a life coach come from?
Um, I think my thirst to become a life coach came maybe a few years ago. Um, I think I've been told I have been life coaching for years, but I never really realized that I was life coaching. I don't think I even realized that life coaching was a thing. Um, it's something I do naturally with my friends, with people that I run into. I'm a listener. I always have different strategies. So it's something that I've always done. I think I recently realized that it was really a thing and something that I could turn from um, my ministry, my passion, into a business.
Awesome, awesome. So tell me, what exactly is a life coach? If you had to define what a life coach is, what exactly is a life coach?
If I had to define it, I would say a life coach is someone that um, kind of holds you accountable, help you get over hurdles, help you get through things, helps you um, see maybe barriers that you can't see yourself and help you come up with ways to get over those barriers. Um, yeah.
So, I've had other life coaches on before,
Hmm.
and is there what's the difference between a life coach and, say, a psychiatrist or a psychologist? Why would I come to see you versus a psychologist or a psychiatrist?
Um, the biggest thing I would say, besides the education that it takes to become a psychologist or a psychiatrist, is They normally deal with clinical um, um, issues, depression, bipolar, anxiety, things of that nature. A life coach is someone you see once you have gotten those things under control, once you're able to um, once you've dealt with those things. A life coach is someone to help you um, accomplish goals in your life,
Mhm.
whether it be, you know, trying to open up a business, or trying to declutter your house, or trying to co-parent, or trying to um, build healthy relationships, whatever that may be. So I think the biggest difference is they deal with clinical issues as opposed to
Okay.
a life coach.
Now early in the beginning of the interview, you specified spiritual life coach. So explain that dynamic to me versus a garden variety regular life coach. What is a spiritual life coach?
Spiritual life coach for me is allowing me to use my belief, my foundation in Christ to help you get um, through the things that you need to get through, to help you with the goals that you're trying to reach. I'm able to use the Word of God. I'm able to use j- scripture to help you understand and get through your goals, reach your goals, as opposed to, I guess, a regular life coach. Um, they just uh, um, they just life coach without the biblical part.
Mhm. So basically, you can. So basically, you can be a spiritual life coach. Can you? So you find that it is possible to life coach someone in a spiritual way. Sometimes it seems like might be separate. You know what I'm saying? Like the spirituality from the life coaching. Like I've spoken to like I said, I've spoken to others, and some of them are kind of like leery about being spiritual and excuse me, unless the person that they're dealing with opens the door. Um, do you let your clients know ahead of time, hey, look, this is spiritual. I'm going to be talking to you. You know, I'm going to use biblical principles, spiritual principles to help you get through whatever it is that you're dealing with, or to guide you, help you to navigate whatever obstacle or whatever goal that you're trying to reach.
Yes. Um, Actually, I'm a certified life coach and a certified spiritual life coach. Most of my clients, all of my clients have been believers. So I do make that known up front that I'm spiritual, and we do use spiritual beliefs. I've never been approached by someone that was not a believer, but if that happened, of course, I know who I am inside, and I can still use my beliefs and coach someone without actually, saying or using actual scripture, if that makes sense. But yes,
Absolutely.
they know up front that I'm a spiritual life coach and Christ is my foundation. And, we pray before, we pray after, we pray during, we use scripture to help them. We use things like, I use the teaching that I received from ministering spiritual gifts. I've used things that I've learned from Pigs in the Parlor, the discernment book that we use um,
Mhm.
in that class. So I use all of those things to help me with my clients.
Absolutely. That's very interesting. So tell me, what does it do for you? Like you're pouring out, you're helping people, you're ministering, you're witnessing, testifying in some cases. What does it at the end of the day when all the clients leave and you're alone with your thoughts? What does it do for you? personally?
It allows me to help someone else see that God is a healer, that He delivers, um, and if I can help someone else see that and truly grasp that and help them change just one part of their life, it I'm doing. I feel like what God has called me to do.
Mm. So what I hear you saying, so what I hear you saying is that in the midst of you helping others and you're doing, you're pushing people forward into their destinies and into the whatever purpose that they're supposed to be in, you are in the process, you are becoming who you need to be.
Exactly.
Wow.
I'm walking in and becoming who God has called me to be. I've just been hesitant, but
Mm,
yeah, just um, with every client I help, I get one step closer, much more comfortable. So I just feel like you know when you first start out, you kind of tiptoeing,
right.
but to be fully walking in it, if that makes sense,
Absolutely.
is yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In this industry, how important is education? Like, do you find yourself always researching, always studying, always reading, or do or do you kind of live up to the whole spiritual nature and allow yourself to be led in most cases, or do they go together?
I think they go together.
Mhm.
I think I really do. I spend um, a lot of quiet time and listening to the Holy Spirit and trying to be obedient. But it's funny you said that. A book came in the mail from Amazon just in time.
Mhm.
I'm out of town right now, and it came just in time for my trip so I could have some quiet time and
Okay.
read a book. So
Okay.
I research, I read so that I can stay on the up and up. So it's knowledge, education, along with spiritual.
Awesome. You know, when people when people start businesses or they have visions to do certain things, they they may not always have all the personal tools to navigate the ups and downs of whatever that vision is. Like, but in the midst of the preparation and the building of whatever the vision is, you discover talents that you give, excuse me, gifts or talents that you didn't necessarily see prior to going in. So with that being said, like, what would you say is something that you found out about yourself that you didn't necessarily know about yourself prior to beginning like the life coaching?
Um, I think one thing that I found out that I probably didn't know. I mean, and you may say, how did you not know? But that people really listen to me.
Mm. Oh, listen
That
to you.
people, yeah, like people
Okay.
really listen to me and take heed to the things that some of the things that I say. So I know it may sound like, how did you not know people listen to you? But you really don't pay it any mind when you're living in it and you're just doing it. It's just something that you are so used to doing, you really don't pay it any attention. But now that I'm paying attention, and when I help clients and they say, um, oh my God, I've been doing this for years, but I tried what you told me and it really worked. So just, yeah, I think that's it. Like, to know that people really do listen.
Yeah, it's, you know what, it's amazing. Like I do music, right? And I've put music out, and I might run into somebody. Like, I ran into a lady one time, and she was like, you know what? Um, I set my alarm clock to one of your songs. Like, so when my alarm goes off, your song comes on and it wakes me up every morning. That blows my mind. Like, it's so funny because to your point, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you're just you. But
Right.
but
Right.
people,
Exactly.
but people seem to be, but when you make an impact on somebody else, it always seems like a surprise. Like,
Right. I'm like,
no matter
oh,
how many times, you know what I'm saying? No matter how many times somebody tells you that you're good at something or it
right.
affected you or impacted you, it just never ceases to be amazing. Like,
Exactly.
it's crazy.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um, what part has your family played in the whole in this whole process that you've been in? Your children, you said you're a mother of three. What role do they play?
So, Mike, I'm a mother of three, ages ranging from 25 to 8.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so I think the role that they play is, just being there supporting me. Um,
Mhm.
Even to the youngest one, she'll be like, "Oh, you got a session to do? I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be out here." But just supporting me and encouraging me. That they do well.
Wow.
They're a whole cheerleading squad on their own. That they do well. They my
Right.
hype man.
Right. 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 Another thing, again, with you literally pouring out, you're constantly pouring out and pouring out and pouring in to other people. Hold on. Shout out to my Aunt Helen. I love you. Thank you for coming
Hey,
on.
Aunt Helen.
I love you. Um, you're constantly pouring out and pouring in to people almost 24 hours a day. If it's not a client, it might be your children, you know what I'm saying? Or a friend or whatever. You constantly pouring out. Do you ever find it a challenge to know who you are at certain points? Like, do you have to remind yourself of yourself, so to speak, at certain points because you spend so much time giving? Who's giving to you?
Um, I don't think I see it as a challenge. I have some beautiful women in my life that pour into me on a regular basis. So even before we came on this show, a couple of them, they called and we prayed before you even prayed. We prayed. So I
Right,
I have women that pour into me
right,
on a regular basis. So which I believe is very important because like you say, when you pour out, you don't want to get empty. So people
right,
people pour into me. I have real conversations with my friends and they check me when I'm wrong and they applaud me when I do well. So they're not the kind of friends that just tell you what you want to hear or so yeah, I don't think that's an issue for me.
wow. Being a parent myself, um, you know, some for me, sometimes it's hard to keep a grip on your own personal identity because once you go outside the door, once I go outside the front door, I become Dee's husband, Brianna's dad, Mike's dad. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, and a lot of times, I don't even think people know my actual name. They know me as one of those three people. You get what I'm
Right,
saying? And so,
right.
it can definitely be a challenge for me
Challenging.
in that respect. So I definitely respect what you do. Um, when I asked you earlier, like to kind of differentiate the difference between a life coach and say a psychologist or a psychiatrist, do those lines ever get blurred? Like, do you ever find you start out in a capacity of doing life coaching, but then it ends up turning into a session of you kind of like looking, you know what I'm saying? It kind of, the
That's
lines kind of get blurred.
boundaries, Mike. Boundaries. You have to. A good coach knows when the person, the client, needs more than you are qualified to give.
Got you.
So,
Got you.
um, and being that I am a nurse and I've worked in mental health, substance abuse for years. I know when I need to refer someone out and
Mm,
maybe we reconvene later. Like I work with people with, depression and all kinds of mental issues, but that's not what I do. So
mm,
um if I feel like we're starting to or you're starting to have some signs, then of course we have some people we can refer you to get an evaluation and go see if that's something you need to tend to first. Because if your mental health is not in a good place, then life coaching is going to do you no good.
right.
So,
Right. Right. Wow. That's, you know what? That's a very good point. That's a very, very awesome point. But so there's never, well, you said you can, you know when to say when, and you can
right.
refer them or whatever. Let me ask you this. In your experience, what's the biggest mistake that people make when they come to you? Like, what's the biggest, what's not the biggest, I shouldn't say biggest, but what's the most common misconception that people have about the whole life coaching situation? Like, what's the most common mistake that people, or maybe mode of thinking that they have when they come in to talk to you?
Um, I think I would say that you're going to fix their life instead of they're going to fix their life.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm just going to give you the tools.
Got you.
The hammer is no good if it's sitting on the ground.
Right.
So I can only give you the tools. You have to do the work. You have to
Hmm.
use the tools that I give you, the techniques that I give you, the strategies that I give you to reach the goal that you're trying to reach. So I think sometimes people come and they think somehow you're magically going to get them to the next level, whatever level that may be, and that is not the case.
Wow. Wow. And in those cases, what do you do? You just, I mean,
Yeah, you
what
just
is,
have a conversation, and they have to be willing to do the work.
mhm.
But you can get into it and realize that they're not doing the work, and then you have to decide, you know just like clinicians, maybe you are not the coach for this person, maybe you can't help that person
Hmm.
because you
Wow.
can't help everyone and everyone is not for you.
Right. 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 Wow.
So,
I really have like a great respect for what you do, because your your people are trusting you. They're literally putting their
right.
life in your hands in a lot of cases. And if they're actually listening, they're actually employing things that you have imparted into them to go forth and do. Like, I that's I
Yeah.
I would be terrified. I would be terrified because I don't want nobody coming. Why'd you do that? Well,
Right.
Mike said. but but, uh, but listen, I definitely respect I do have a great respect for what you do. Um, Divine destiny. If you if you could if you could put it into words, what would divine destiny look like at its strongest point, like at its best? What would it look like?
Mm, I think at its best, it would look like me maybe helping people from all over
Mm,
and helping multiple people as opposed to right now, and I just do one-on-one coaching because I keep saying I'm not a public speaker, but being able to coach multiples,
hmm
being
hmm
able to hold seminars and things of that nature.
Awesome. Yeah, that industry it's just with everything that has been going on with COVID, of course, and then we had a time where, well, we're still going through the time, but
Right,
like when it was, the racial stuff, the racial unrest, and Black Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter, and all these different
right.
things. Um, has that affected how you're able to operate in your business? Has it affected you at all? Has it changed how you do business or how you engage clients? Have you found that you had to speak a different way or attack things in a different way? How has that affected you, if at all?
Um, I don't think I have changed my ways how I conduct. I think maybe the biggest change in coaching in general is being you having to do virtual as opposed to in person.
hmm does that somehow take away from what you're used to doing? Like, does that take away some of the effectiveness? Have you found that it takes away any of the effectiveness, or is there an advantage to it? Have you found that there's an advantage to it?
Um, I think it takes away. I think people want that one-on-one, that in person, that
Mhm,
personal connection, and it's just
mhm.
hard to get via video.
Right. That's a great point. I I'm gonna have a moment of transparency here.
Okay.
I I recently entered myself into therapy,
Hmm.
and
Awesome.
because of COVID and the things of that nature, like you said, they they do it mainly by Zoom and
Hmm.
that type of thing, and so it's tough. It's tough for me.
To
So I
connect.
know it has to be tough for the therapist as well. And then they do more group therapy, and I'm I'm like, I don't want everybody to really, but but I can absolutely see what you're saying, because even as the client, speaking from a
Right.
client point of
Right.
view, it's definitely hard to be completely transparent or to be completely honest with what's going on in my mind. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So I definitely get that. Um, as far as the racial stuff, has that ever um do you feel like that has affected how you move? Do you speak differently, particularly when you deal with people who are not minorities?
Mm, I don't think I speak differently.
Hmm
I don't. I don't think anything I was saying or doing before all of that happened is any different than what I do now or say now. So
So you mentioned earlier about not a nonprofit. I love you, sis. Let's talk about that for a few minutes. What's that all about?
It is a nonprofit. The founder is one of my best friends, Dominique White, and it all just started out as her bringing some women together, just letting us know how much we pour into her life. I think
Hmm.
we kind of thought she did a lot of the pouring, but she brought us together to, just let us know how much we each differently poured into her life. And from there, she said, God spoke to her and she started this nonprofit. And basically, it's just women coming together, trying to change the stigma that women can't come together and um, be there for each other, encourage each other, uplift each other. The world wants us to think that all women are, catty, we can't get along, we
Hmm.
stabbing each other in the back, we calling each other names, we sleeping with each other's men, we're doing, they just want
Right.
to shed a negative light on us. And we just want to play a part in changing that narrative for to just women in general. So we just try to come together. We try to encourage each other, uplift each other, be there for each other, support each other, push each other, hold each other accountable. And we do things out in the community. So that's I Love You Sis in a
Wow.
nutshell.
And that's really dope. I think that I personally have kind of like turned over that leaf myself because I look at I was sitting in my mom's home going, and I was thinking to myself, a lot of times a person will live their entire life without knowing what what type of impact they had on other people's life. Usually you don't hear it until those
It's
moments.
gone right, right,
So I have kind of made it my personal mission to approach people that have impacted my life in whatever case, you know what I mean? Like
right,
sometimes I may wake up with somebody on my mind, like that person, if it wasn't for that person, this might have happened or that might have happened, or this person did this for me when nobody else would, or
right.
they, I was in the fire and they pulled me out. You know what I mean? Um, I have kind of made a pact with myself to do just that, to like point out people that really truly impact my life. Now you talking about I love you sis, and you were saying that that's kind of the vein of what I love you sis is. Okay, so what has I love you how has I love you sis impacted you personally, or how much has I love you sis impacted you personally in your life?
I think personally, like I said, they encourage me all the time. They push me past my comfort level.
Hmm.
A lot of women in this group come from places where, we grew up where, we don't hang with women or we don't talk to other women and we just, we stay away from other women because of what society wants us to believe about each other,
Hmm.
and or we shut down when things happen. We don't reach out to each other. And these women, I'm telling you, like they stick together. They encourage you. I'm a be transparent. Have a transparent moment. I was going through something, and we had an event. And when I tell you, I was laid in the bed, Mike. I was not going to this event. I was
Hmm.
crying. They kept calling me. I won't trying to answer the phone.
Right.
They came knocking on the door. They
Mm.
gonna come and see about you. And
Right.
they like even like Prophet Vicky said, they may let you cry for a little while, but after a while you're gonna have to get up. And these are those women that will come and pull the sheets back
Wow.
and pull you out. And of course, they gonna cry with you for a minute, and then they going, we'll pray, and we gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it pushing. So trust me, they brought me to a place where I don't have to feel like women are out to get me, or all women do is talk about you, or you can't be vulnerable or be transparent with other women because they're gonna always tell your business. It's not always like that.
Hmm.
Some women are like that, some men are like that. People are just like that. But when you find a group of people that you can trust and be transparent with, it really makes a difference because we all need somebody. We can't walk through this world, alone, trying to carry it on your own.
Hmm. Wow. That is an awesome thing. Um, because you, like I said, we don't always know how we affect people's life.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And the ironic thing is that there are some people that have taken their life because they don't know.
They, right,
You know what I mean?
right.
That's a very sad state of affairs.
Yeah.
But moving along, tell me about your church. Tell me about your church and your
What,
pastors. Tell me
what
about them.
you
What
want me
the
to
what
tell you that you don't know, Mike?
tell, well, see, this is an interview. Even though we are family and we know that there are other people that may not know. So we got to blow them up. So
Okay,
tell me
okay,
about
okay.
your church and your pastors and what impact they've had on your life.
Restoration Christian Church of Virginia.
Yeah.
Prophet Vicky and Apostle Charlie Ammons.
Yes, sir.
Campus Pastor Ray and Danette Miller.
Yes, sir.
TheBomb.com. Um, I think they're just amazing. They are
Mhm.
amazing. I think the one thing that if someone asked me the one thing I love about RCC, I think it would be, well, probably not one thing. The fact that they are so, family oriented, PV loves the children, loves,
Right.
loves, loves the children. And I think one of my main things is that they are tangible. Um,
Mhm.
I used to go to a church, a Baptist church, for years. And I'm not going to say the name, but you couldn't see the pastor. You had to call the church office and get on the calendar.
Right.
And you
Right.
may get in 2, 3, 4 weeks later. By then, I might have jumped off the bridge. But
Right.
I'm just saying. So I think the fact that they are tangible. They, if you need something, somebody will reach out. If you're going through, somebody will reach out. They have been there. They have uplifted me. They have prayed for me. They have encouraged me. They have, told me how proud they are of me. They've been there.
Right.
One thing I always hold on to is, Pastor Danette always say, I think I told you, you built for this. And even when I feel like I'm going through and I can't do this, I think about you built for this.
Right.
And something
Right.
PV told me one Sunday, she was like, Kenya, all those things you went through, everything you went through, every single thing you went to was for such a time as this. And those are some of the things that I lean on, when I think about, am I doing the right thing? Is this what I should be doing? I'm too, I don't like speaking to people in public, but for such a time as this, is someone out there, that needs what I have.
Hmm.
So all those things I went through are for such a time as this, like she said. So they are amazing, amazing. Did I say Restoration Christian Church of Virginia, 606 Demi Boulevard?
Perfect. 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 Um, let me ask you this: if you weren't life coaching, and if you weren't I love you sissing, Uh,
Not I love you, sister.
what do you think you'd be doing if
Nursing.
you were nursing? Okay, what if you couldn't if you weren't doing anything medical, anything in the whole life coaching field? What do you think you'd be doing?
I have no idea, Mike. Um, what would I be doing if I was a nursing? I love you, sissing, or life coaching.
Right. What would you be doing? I guess what I'm asking what it is, was there ever a plan B?
Um, I think there was a plan A, B, C, and D. I don't think this is plan A. When I
Got you. Listen, I get it.
we
I
might,
get it.
Mike, we might be at Z. Um,
Got you.
when
Got you.
when I got out of high school, I did not think I would be life coaching and nursing. I just told somebody this other day, I thought I was going to be a police officer when
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
So, and I didn't do that. I did a lot of other things. I used to drive tractor trailers.
Wow. Okay.
I still have a Class A CDL. So I've done a lot of different things before um, I became a nurse. Not to say that I didn't always have the heart to serve or care for people.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's always been in me. I think it just took me a while and to go through some things to really try to figure out how I was going to do what I wanted to do,
Gotcha.
if that makes sense. Had I had a life
Absolutely.
coach, maybe it wouldn't have, we wouldn't be at Z.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, hey,
Right.
listen, that's
Hey,
good.
had
That's
I had
good.
a life
That's good.
coach, it could have been
That's
plan
good.
A, but unfortunately, so
Absolutely. Wow. Um, what would you say is the most common misconception that people have about you?
um that I'm mean.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Yeah.
Or why
I
do you
don't
think that is?
I don't know. I think sometimes I may have my face tells a lot, and I think sometimes people, if I'm not smiling, they assume I'm mad,
Mhm.
and they think I'm mean or unapproachable. Um,
Mm.
but I don't know. It's just my face. I'm not. I don't think I'm mean. I think I'm one of the nicest persons you would ever want to meet. Don't you think?
I
So
guess.
so yeah, I think that's one of the that's one of the biggest misconceptions is that I'm mean.
Miss Carmen said, never that. You are direct and to the point. They need to get over themselves. Wow. Shout out to Miss Carmen.
Hey, Carmen.
Oh, and all those that are logged in and that are commenting, please feel free if you have any questions that you want to ask Miss Kenya. I'll definitely put them on so she can keep her on the hot seat if you want. Yeah, all right. Shout out to Stacy Jackson. What's going on?
Hey,
Um,
Stacy.
hmm? What?
I was just saying, hey.
Oh, so we know what the common misconception that people have about you. Now, on the flip side of that, what would people be surprised to know about you? Now the fact that you drive a tractor trailer,
That's
that kind of,
that's the one I was gonna say.
yeah, I can't even imagine that. So like other than that, what's something that people might be surprised to know about you? Like, do you have an annoying talent? Like, are you able to like burp your name, or are you,
An
do you know how
annoying talent would be singing for me.
to?
I can't I can't sing at all.
Okay.
So,
Um,
but
do you have are you do you have like a personality trait that people like? Some people are might be secretly overly competitive. Like myself, like secretly, low key, I'm very competitive. If I lose, I may not show on my face, but I'm telling you on the inside, I'm
no, I'm
broke down.
I'm I'm competitive, but I think the people that know me know
Hmm.
that. I don't know. That I love to play tennis.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
I couldn't see. I couldn't see that either.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Tell me this. I'm gonna ask you this. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, we saw Will Smith um assault Chris Rock, right?
Yes, we did.
What Imagine Chris Rock comes into your office right after that. What do you tell Chris Rock? How do you help him navigate that from a spiritual life coaching perspective? Chris Rock walks into your office like, "Hey, you saw what happened on national TV, man. I don't know what to do with myself. You help me." Well, what would you do?
Well, there's no life coaching through that. He done already slapped him. With,
I
I mean,
mean, but that's a very traumatic thing. You know what I'm saying? After, I'm sure, that replays in your mind, and it may affect how you move going forward. So like, how do you think that you would deal with that?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't. I don't know if I can answer that on the spot. I don't.
Hmm. Okay. Well, just
I,
from just your personal opinion on it. What did you think about it when you saw
uh, Mike, the people gonna be in my inbox. Um, I feel like personally, I feel like it's twofold. Of course, um, he is defending his wife. That's his wife. But I do feel like he could have handled that very differently. He could have handled that backstage. He didn't have to. Um, he a comedian. That's what comedians do. I do I do understand, the sensitivity of the situation, but again, he's a comedian, and if you had an issue, I just feel like he could have handled that totally different. Off camera. He did not have to slap him. So
it? Okay.
and just the fact, even if just the violence as a whole. We don't condone violence. So I was upset with the show. I can't wherever they were, that they didn't do more, because
Hmm.
I feel like now we're condoning violence on television.
Right. I think that. I mean, you didn't ask me, but I'm going to give it. I'm going
Right?
to give
No,
you.
no, you go.
No. No, I think that we have to be careful with certain terminology that we use. Like, I hear so many people say, "Oh, he was protecting. He was protecting." And to me, when I hear the word protecting, that means to me that I'm standing in the way of between my wife and some type of danger. Like if somebody was shooting at her, or somebody was trying to fight her or do bodily harm to her,
Right.
then okay, I'm protecting. But if somebody makes a joke about my wife, am I really protecting her?
I
Because
mean,
I
some
mean,
people will argue that he's protecting her emotionally. You know,
well, here's the
our
thing.
emotions need to be protected as well.
But here's the thing, Kenya. If the joke's already been told, what am I
Right.
protecting you from?
True. True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I personally
Yeah.
don't understand that. But the
I
thing
mean,
of
I
it,
feel like he did it because he felt like he had to do something, but
right, right. So it goes to question like, did he actually do it for her, or did he do it for himself in regards to her? You know what I'm saying? Like, so that she might think a certain way towards him, or he's trying to get her to think a certain way towards him, or whatever.
well, he
Um,
got to go home with her. So
that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Um, yeah, I honestly, the biggest thing for me in that whole situation, I'm gonna let it go, is that no matter who it is, if I'm in a public place and somebody comes up to me that I have not provoked, that I have not done anything to, and they put their hands on me, they slap me or whatever, they have now become a threat.
right,
You are now a threat.
right.
How is it that in that case, this person gets to not only assault the person, he gets to go back to his seat, he gets to get an award, he gets to make a speech, he gets to leave, he gets to go to the after party and party all night long, and then
Yeah,
what I'm saying? I don't understand that. No other
money,
place in life, no
money,
other place in life would that ever happen. And
money.
another thing, if I if I took a friend out, if my friend was a friend and I were out somewhere, and I struck him to the in front of a bunch of people like that, and the police show up, and my friend says, "Hey, it's all good. I'm not pressing charges." Them police is gonna lock me up no matter whether this person says go for it or not. You know what I'm saying?
Mike,
I don't
you don't
understand that.
have Will Smith money.
Yeah, I
You
guess.
going to
I guess.
jail.
Exactly. That's what, and that's kind of what bothers me in life. Like, are we living in a society where I can do I can I can do things that are immoral, that are illegal, that are just wrong, and based off of what you think that I might have, I'm able to skirt that. I can still go home. I don't understand,
Of course.
but
Of course
it's
we
all
are.
good. It's all good. But anyway, back to what we were talking about, divine destiny. Now, divine destiny, we didn't discuss it earlier, but it's mainly it's for women, correct?
Yes, it's geared towards women only because, when you do life coaching, when I do life coaching, of course, I use education, like we talked about, my spiritual foundation as well as my life experiences. And I don't know how to be a man. I'm not a man. I don't know what men go through. I don't know what men feel. I don't know how they think. So,
Mm-hmm.
women. So, yeah.
Okay. So so are you saying that I can't learn anything from you?
I'm sure you could, but it would be very limited and it would be, I don't think it would be in your best interest or my best interest to give you, when you go to a life coach, you want to get all that you can get, the
Mhm.
optimal experience. You want to get everything you can get out of it. And you're not going to get that from me
Mhm.
as a man.
Okay. So ultimately, what is the goal? What is the ultimate goal for a client when they come in to speak with you? Like once I start working with you, what's the ultimate goal for each client? Or what are you trying to get to for a person or for a client? Like,
It depends on the client. Everyone's goal is different.
mhm,
There's no, I don't have, a list of goals on a board and you pick from it. You come to
mhm,
me and tell me the goals that you're trying to reach, and I tell you if I'm capable of helping you reach that goal.
mhm. Okay.
And I may not be. I have women that come to me, with a lot of weight loss goals. I'm not a weight loss coach. I don't,
Mhm,
I do know some coaches
mhm,
that do that, and that's their niche. But
mhm.
that's not what I do. I don't count calories. I don't meal plan. I don't do any of those things. So I cannot
Yeah.
help you with
Right.
that. I can give you some a little bit of medical stuff, to try to help you with your weight. But for you to get the full experience and what you're looking for, I would have to refer you to someone else. So it just depends on what the goal is and if I'm able to assist you.
Are you able to are you able to kind of are you able to disconnect from that, or do you find that you're always in life coaching mode even when you're not at work? Are you able to detach from it?
I think I'm always in life coaching mode. That's why I was telling you, I was saying in the beginning, people have said I've been life coaching forever, but I just didn't realize I was life
Mhm.
coaching. It's just something I do naturally. So I don't think it's anything that I walk away from, or at the end of the day, hang my lab coat up, like, like nursing.
Got you. Okay. Well, guess what, Kenya?
Guess
Miss Kenya,
what?
you have
We
made
made
it
it.
through. I just have one. I just I just have Yeah. I just have one question, one last question for you. It's a question that I ask all my guests. I just want you to take a minute to think about it and kind of give me the most honest and transparent answer that you can possibly give me, okay?
Hmm.
Okay, here's the question. What would have to happen in your life if it has not happened already for you to consider your life a success? What does success look like for you specifically?
Um, Success. I feel like I'm successful now. Like I'm healthy. I'm happy. I have, the joy of the Lord. Like I am happy with who I am. I'm happy with where I am. My kids are happy. My children are safe. Life, life is good. Um, I'm doing what I feel like God has called me to do. I have a great support system. I have great friends. I have a great church family. I feel like, I mean, if I could get $1 million, I mean, that would be great. But I feel like I'm pretty successful.
Okay. That's honest and that's very
Yeah.
transparent.
When you get to a point where you really feel like you're walking in your purpose, then
Mm,
yeah.
oh, that's pretty awesome. Okay. So that was my last official question. And I think you did an amazing job. I think that you were not nervous at all.
Well,
You
that's what it's supposed to look like, right?
did you did your thing, and like I was telling you the other day, you have a lot of once I posted that you were coming on the platform, like people were coming out the woodwork. Oh man, congratulations! That's dope. That's fire. That's this. That's that. That's this. That's that. And I'm like, she's all right. She's okay. They giving you all props about that. Like I'm like, whatever. But
Stop. Yeah.
no, I'm playing.
I love them. I love them. I love them. I love all of you.
But I want to thank you for taking a moment to come out and sit down with me and talk with me because it's the goal of this platform to highlight people who are doing things that are impacting culture and community that
Right.
may not have the name that others may have that may be doing the same thing. And so it's always my hope and that my prayer that from this interview it will spawn something else. Like maybe somebody's watching may want to sew into what you're doing, or maybe they want to donate something, or maybe they want to partner or
Right.
wherever. What is I Love You Sis? How can I be involved in that? That type
Right.
of thing. You never know. Um, but I thank you, and I count it not a small thing that like I said, took the time out to come out onto the platform and talk with little old me. I truly appreciate it, and everybody that thought it not robbery to come on and watch and comment. I thank them too, and I hope that you will come back on the platform again in the near future.
I will. I will. Thank you, Mike, for inviting me and for real for making me feel comfortable. But yeah, like I said, I'm just my prayer is always that God, enlarge my territory and stretch me. And part of doing this podcast, as nervous as I was, is part of the stretching. So I appreciate it. I thank you for the invite, and of course, I will come back anytime.
Absolutely. One last thing. If somebody wants to, like I said, wants to network with you, um, somebody wants advice, maybe somebody is in need of a life coach or whatever, how can they get in touch with you?
They can get in contact with me. They can call or text me. My number is 757-296-6090, or they can email me at divinedestinylifecoaching@gmail.com.
Awesome. Hold on, we got a question. Let me see. Mm. I think she said, how did you get involved with her ministry? I think that question's for me, I think. Well, she got involved with my ministry because I do believe that I was there first.
You were.
So I believe that I was there first. So she actually became involved in my ministry. Just
Okay.
let's clear
Let's
that
just
up,
make that
Auntie.
clear.
Yes, let's clear that up. She is a follower, not a leader. No. No,
Okay,
I'm joking.
okay.
I'm joking. But yeah, we have an awesome ministry, awesome leadership, awesome people,
Awesome.
RCCBA. We've been there for about 4 years. Um, and they have everything that, everything. They have something for everybody.
Everyone.
And there are a lot of ministries that have sight, but not every ministry has insight.
Mm.
And I truly believe that this ministry has not only sight, but they have insight as well. And we both, I think I speak for Kenya too. We both have benefited from that insight.
Yes.
So I hope that answered your question. Uh, Miss Karma, we're not arguing. We're not arguing over it. She said, "Don't be arguing over my church." Uh,
We're not
so
arguing. We
we're
coming
not
into
arguing.
agreement.
Exactly. Exactly. I like that.
RCCBA.
Coming into agreement. Agreement. Okay. I like that. Yes. She said yes. Um, but again, I thank you, and I wish you much blessings on
Thank
on
you.
divine destiny. I love you, sis, and
I
everything
love
that you have coming up. I feel like there's a book coming. Are you writing a book? I feel like you're. I
Shut
feel like
up. Mike, where did you just see that?
it just kind of popped in my head. I'm no prophet or nothing, but I just see.
It, I'm gonna tell you this, and then we gonna go. Somebody text me. I'm not gonna say who. Well, he probably don't care, but
Mhm.
I was texting Al earlier, Carmen, and he said the same thing. I should write a book.
Oh wow! See, I haven't
Hmm.
spoken to anybody. That just came just now. Just now.
Hmm. Well, okay. Me and the
Nicole.
me and the Lord will talk about it.
Okay. Miss Nicole said, "Can you please repeat the website, email, and phone number?"
The website is divinedestinylifecoaching.com. The email address is divinedestinylifecoaching@gmail.com. The phone number is 757-296-6090.
Okay. And see, we got Carmen on here. She really being petty right now. She says that she was there before both of us.
Yes, yes, you were.
Very, very, very petty, but okay, we get it. We get it.
Look, y'all,
Got you.
it don't matter when I got in. As long as I'm in, I'm great.
Right,
I'm not
right,
fighting in the
right,
line. I'm not
yeah,
fighting in the line. As long as I'm in.
right, right. Absolutely, absolutely. But again, I thank you, man. I really appreciate you. You have been an amazing guest, and the fact that you kind of overcame um, whatever nervousness
Right.
that you had, you overcame it, and you came on. I really respect that, and I really appreciate that. Um, and I know that this is only the beginning. Like this is just one of many interviews that you're going to do here on out. And it's funny because that's usually what happens. Like I have somebody on that's never done it before, and then like a week later, 2 weeks later, I see them on a flyer
Doing
for
some.
something else. You know what I'm saying? So listen,
Okay.
I just say get ready
All right.
because this is just the beginning. But again, I wish you much blessings on everything that you have going on, and again, I look forward to having you on in the future. And I also look forward to messing with you at church on Sunday about this interview.
Okay.
So be, be ready for that too. Okay?
I'll be ready. I'll be ready. Thank you,
All
Mike. I
right.
really appreciate it.
No problem at all. You have an awesome night and an even better weekend.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. There you have it, everyone. Another awesome interview with Miss Kenya Hunt. She is a spiritual life coach. She is a mother of three. She is part of a nonprofit called I Love You Sis that promotes women empowerment and, you know, acknowledging impact, which I think is super dope. We should always um, acknowledge what people do for us, you know, and how people inspire us and how people help us, because it not only helps us, it helps it not only helps us by benefiting, but it also helps the person that's doing the great thing. It reminds them that they are valuable. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you pour out and you're giving advice and you're giving counsel and you're going here and you're going there and you're, you know, you're just assisting everybody, sometimes it is, you can lose, it's easy to lose sight of who you are and your value and all of that. So, you know, to be reminded that you matter, you know, is something that's so important. And I encourage you all, you know, if somebody has, excuse me, if somebody has done something for you that was, you know, that was valuable, that was, you know what I'm saying, that impacted your life, especially something that maybe even saved your life, you know what I'm saying, I would implore you to seek that person out and let them know, you know what I'm saying, because a lot, like we were saying in the interview, sometimes there are people that leave this earth not even knowing how they affect the people, if they affect the people, if they even made a mark. So I personally have made a pact with myself that I would reach out to the ones that impact me, to reach out to the ones that have given me counsel that has stuck with me to this day. You know what I mean? The ones that have protected me, the ones that, you know, gave me great advice or stood with me through certain situations. You know what I mean? Gave me that proverbial shoulder to cry on, that type of thing. Because the things that we may think are small, the, to the person that's receiving it, like I said, it could be the difference between life and death. And I realize that, you know, I'm starting to realize that now more than I ever have. Um, we just, you know, we spend a lot of time to ourselves in our own thoughts or whatever, and we take for granted that those that are around, everybody around us is okay. We take for granted that the people that do for us, the people that serve us, the people that are here for us and that love and care for us, we assume that we assume that they're okay. But sometimes that's not the case. And so, you know, like I said, I encourage any and everyone that if you know someone, if you're close to somebody that has impacted your life, that has shown you kindness, grace, love, you know what I mean, in a way that has to put your life in a direction that it may not have been going in the beginning, man, I definitely tell them, look, if it had not been for you saying that, I don't know. If it had not been for you doing that, I don't know. If it had not been for you being there, I don't know. But I appreciate what you did or what you said or what you gave. I appreciate it. That goes a super long way. I don't know why or who I'm talking to, but I just felt the need to like just kind of put that out there for everybody. Um, thank you, Auntie. Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. My auntie says she's very proud of me, and I'm telling you, I'm very family oriented, and I love my family. Um, man, I'm trying to Trying not to get misty eyed up in here, but I love my family. Every cousin, every aunt, brother, sister, niece, nephew. I love y'all. And y'all inspire me. But on that note, I'm gonna let y'all go about y'all business, but I want to thank you again and let you know that I supremely appreciate each and every person that thinks, that takes out a few minutes just to sit and watch what we're doing. I really appreciate it. Um, we started from humble beginnings, and we're growing with each interview, with each conversation. We're growing with each relationship that's built. We're growing, and so I thank you guys, and you guys are a part of that. And I appreciate it. Excuse me. So with that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go, but y'all have an awesome, awesome night and an awesome weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. Next week will be May. Is that crazy? Next month we are doing power couples. So each week I'm gonna have a new couple on, and we're gonna talk about marriage. We're gonna talk about communication. We're gonna talk about business. We're gonna talk about all that. So please tune in. I'm looking forward to doing that. All right. Guys, take care.